Let's cook up a ribeye with some tasty mushroom sauce. Starting off with the meat, we'll be dry brining it for an hour in the fridge. That's basically just a fancy way of saying put salt on it and let it rest in the fridge for an hour. So, what happens when you dry brine? Well, the salt draws out the moisture from the meat and then reabsorbs it back inside. That's making the salt travel a little bit more deeper than if you just salt it on the outside. It also has the benefit of tenderizing it just a little bit more. We'll be basting our steak in ghee. I'll be infusing it with both thyme and garlic. In a saucepan on high heat, melt the ghee, then add in your garlic, followed by the thyme. Make sure the ghee is not too hot, just a light sizzling, and that's perfect. We'll be grilling / braaiing our steak. Turn and baste the ghee throughout the process. For the mushroom sauce, we'll be starting off by adding a tablespoon of ghee. Preheat this on high, then add in your mushrooms. I'm using buttered mushrooms, throw in roughly 250 grams. Turn the heat down to medium and let it cook for roughly 5 minutes. Add in salt and pepper. Optional, but I love to add a pinch of MSG. Towards the end, add in roughly 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. Let that cook for a minute, then transfer the mushrooms to a separate bowl. In that same pan, add in 3 tablespoons of oil, then add in 2 tablespoons of flour. Stir constantly. Cook until it becomes slightly light brown like this. Then we'll be adding in milk, as well as the mushrooms and garlic. Now turn up the heat on high and constantly stir. It'll start to thicken up slightly like this. When you reach that point, continue cooking for roughly a minute and keep tasting and add a little bit of salt to your desired taste. Now the sauce will thicken up even more as it cools down. By the time it's cooled down that it doesn't scorch your tongue, it'll be thick enough. If you want a thicker sauce, all you have to do is add in more flour when you're making the roux. But if you're already at this stage, add a bit of oil to a bowl and mix in the flour. Then pour it into your sauce and that should continue thickening it up. If you're not a fan of that, feel free to use cornstarch as well. Once you've taken the steak off the fire, let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Let's cut it up. Throw on that sauce. And here it is. Cheers.